I am here to preview Minnesota United versus LAFC at Bank of America Stadium, July 28th, tomorrow. Minnesota coming off a 2-1 comeback win at Allianz Field over the Portland Timbers, which I thought that was a really a good game. Like I said in instant match reaction about the number of chances we created. We just really couldn't finish them. And LAFC are coming off a 2-2 home draw to the Vancouver Whitecaps. So I mean, we're coming into it kind of almost on really good good form. LA, I feel like they're missing a few players and for the Gold Cup, and we all know how tough LAFC can be, and with and kind of I think knowing they're attacking, I think their midfield and attack is I think are really good, but I think I don't know, they're it's just how it is, and I think their defense isn't. I feel like their defense is kind of their weakest link. Out of their you have Carlos Vela in attack, and Diego Rossi and Brian Rodriguez. But definitely with their midfield, I think we definitely need to control the midfield, and definitely convert our chances, which I think is something that I think we're one of the worst teams in MLS at doing, is that we really haven't. We're really bad at converting our chances. So we've either in the past we've either played a 4-2-3-1 or a 3-5-2. We've had a lot more success with the 3-5-2. It's real. I think it's really hard, because when I was first initially making this, I was like, I have a feeling they'll go with a 4-2, our regular 4-2-3-1, but I think kind of Heath kind of said that I think since we're playing Vancouver, LA and then Vancouver, we're kind of playing kind of I think he said not like defense. I think it was something about like Abila, because he hasn't because he was eligible last game and he wasn't in, and they said that he won't be traveling for the LA or the Vancouver game, because they see him more as far he's better like offensively than defensively, definitely. And so that's definitely possible. I mean, it's really hard at this point to see. Fragapane, they did say that I think Fragapane and Boxall are traveling with the squad. They're probably not expected. I don't think they're expected to play against LAFC. I wouldn't think that maybe you'd play Fragapane, but maybe play Boxall if he's fit for Vancouver. I thought just as a it's nothing since but if LAFC trading, I know he won't be playing, but LAFC losing possibly losing Mark Anthony K to Colorado. Thought I thought I think that's a big move by the club. I think they did it for like almost like $1 million. I think they sent a first round draft pick for next super draft and to Colorado. So I mean, I think basically, I think they basically kind of I think LAFC. I think they definitely have players that can maybe fill that, and I think him going to Colorado maybe potentially opens up in case somebody like Kellen Acosta or Cole Bassett goes over to Europe, which I would possibly think so, maybe in the near future. So with that, I am going into my starting 11, and like I said, it was really hard for me to pick between the 4-2-3-1 or the 3-5-2. But after after a lot of consideration, I kind of let's go with I'd go with a 4-2-3-1 because I think our defense is think we're really like questionable at times, and I think having somebody Tyler Miller as kind of as one of our keepers, so I mean I kind of said who I'd pick in between that. Tyler is Tyler Miller. I think he's been great since coming in after our terrible start to the season. For my four-man back line, I'm going with Chase Gasper, Bakai Dabasi, Brent Coleman, and Roman Metanair. It was kind of hard to pick because I think definitely as far as right back, because I definitely think as far I think Metanair is our first choice right back, but I think DJ Taylor, I think, can, as far as like defensively, even though Metanair can he's there really crucial times. I think I think they said Taylor's one-on-one defending is really 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 good. So that was kind of something really hard for me to decide, but I just went and decide if it's not broken, don't fix it. I'm going in the two kind of with a midfield of Will Trapp and Asani Dotson. I mean I think I've said this a few times, but I think Hassani Dotson is really coming into his, really starting to show what he's got, since now that he's, starting to been playing in midfield and kind of in that, number 8 role, and kind of wonder what would, it also makes me think about, what happens, with Jan if at the end of the season, if we, because I know his contract is up, and if we maybe re-sign him not as a designated player, or we let him we let him go. And then as the three, I'm going with Robin Lod, Emmanuel Reynoso, and Nico Hansen. Like I said, they're really good at creating chances. Lod, I thought he's really he came, when he first came, we were all just tearing him that he wasn't good, he wasn't critical, and he wasn't finishing his chances. And there's definitely times where in games, I think there are a few times even last games and over when he's played, when there's been really chances that you have to put it away, and he doesn't. But when it comes to clutch, and especially I mean, who can say in the space of 1 week that they've scored 2 game-winning goals against the Cascadia teams, and it's definitely something. Reynoso, I think Reynoso. I think he's kind of at times I think he's drifting wide, and more than he is centrally. And you can't not talk about that pass for the winner on Saturday, which was just that was I mean I don't. I think there's maybe a select few players in the world that can drop a dime like that. And then I thought putting Nico. I thought definitely Nico Hansen is probably our a really good. I would have to say probably maybe our backup winger, because he definitely, I think he brings something that more traditional winger. And I think Finley's getting up there in age, and they basically, I don't know, like I said in I think a previous video, Finley is kind of one of the most I think he's really he's been successful in MLS, but he's also one of the most predictable players in the league when you want to go when he's 1v1. So there's that. And then at striker, there's a no-brainer there. We're gonna go with Adrian Unu. Definitely. I think when Heath said they brought him in, and I think there's stats that say, he's a weak finisher for MLS, and I think he's kind of having the same problem that maybe Lud had, and maybe get into there a little bit, and maybe hopefully in the future he really, because I think he's really never scored more than I think like 10 goals in one season. And he hasn't really been getting a lot of since January. He really wasn't getting a lot of minutes. So I think that's definitely something. And then they said he said when they came in that they knew kind of that he could score goals, but then his off the ball movement, I think his runs that he makes, I think are amazing, and I really like the prospect and of that. So that is my starting 11. Like I said, it was hard to choose between 4-2-3-1 and a 3-5-2. That was something. I think, like I said, I think I'm just repeating myself. Key to the games. I think we really need to, keep their attack quiet. But I know they're going to be at home, and I know Heath. I think Heath said, basically saying we're bringing more, defensive, and I'm just hoping, I know, like when we went back to Bank in 2019, and we beat LAFC 2-0. We played in that 3-5-2, and we scored both our goal. Toy scored both our goals off of counterattacks. Hopefully, we aren't kind of defending and then trying to get on to counterattacks, because I feel like at times there are times when defend you defend for so long, and after there's some time where you do have to fail and end up letting a goal in, or someone making a mistake. So that's gonna do it for my keys to the game. So make sure to comment your prediction, starting 11, keys to the game in the comments below. share, subscribe, follow my Twitter to keep up with updates on the channel, and come on, you loons.